Ladies and gentlemen, may we all rise in honor of the bride. This is a very joyful occasion. I'm bringing Christina and Javier in the union of marriage. Javier, may receive your bride and walk her forward, please. Thank you. You may be seated. Javier and Christina, the two of you have each had separate paths that led you to this very moment. And that's what the unity candle will represent later on in the ceremony. How your two individual lives will now become one through marriage. And if there's a few things that I hope would carry along its way, Christina?
Thank you.
With the two of you, throughout your journey together, it would be for you. It would be for you both to always be willing, from the heart, to listen, learn, and to love. And by that, I simply mean to always have the ability to listen to one another. What it is that they have to offer, and what makes them feel whole and complete and part of this relationship. Because after all, they just may be the voice of reason. And secondly, is the ability to learn. Always be willing to learn whatever it takes to help the other fulfill every desire, every wish, every dream and goal that they may have. And lastly, but most importantly, is the ability to love. To love one another unconditionally, which means no strings attached. It's an ongoing love. And this is the type of love that I hope the two of you would wish to express to one another each and every day. Keeping in mind, Javier, that Christina's happiness will always be far more important than your own. And also that his happiness be more important as well. But the reason is because with that in your minds and in your hearts, I have no doubt that your lives together will be everything that you want it to be. So with that said, sir, I'll ask you first. With your presence here today, alongside Christina, do you take her as your wife and promising to love, honor, cherish, and respecting her always, allowing nothing or no one to ever come between the two of you? Do you take her as your wife, sir?
I do.
And I'll ask you the same. With your presence here today, alongside Javier, do you take him as your husband and promising to love, honor, cherish, and respecting him always, allowing nothing or no one to ever come between the two of you? Do you take him as your husband?
I do.
If I can have you hand over your bouquet. If the two of you would please turn and face each other and hold each other's hands. As you look into each other's eyes, you will see the very reason what brought you here this afternoon. Proving that at this moment, there is no one more important than who stands before you. Javier, as you look into Christina's eyes, I'll have you repeat your vows. I, Javier, take you, Christina.
I, Javier, take you, Christina,
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
I will always be there for you,
I will always be there for you
through good times and bad times,
through good times and bad times,
whether we are rich or poor,
whether we're rich or poor,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
through laughter and tears.
through laughter and tears.
I will love and cherish you.
I will love and cherish you.
I give you my pledge.
I give you my pledge.
Thank you, sir. Now, Christina, as you look into Javier's eyes, I'll have you repeat your vows. I, Christina, take you, Javier,
I, Christina, take you, Javier,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
I will always stand beside you
I will always stand beside you
through success and misfortune,
through success and misfortune,
through the joys and sorrows of life,
through the joys and sorrows of life,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
through laughter and tears.
through laughter and tears.
I will love and cherish you.
I will love and cherish you.
I give you my pledge.
I give you my pledge.
Thank you. At this time, may I have the rings, please? These rings will seal this commitment. They're not only tokens, but symbols of the very love and devotion that the two of you are expressing here today. And my hope is that in each and every day, with the two of you wearing these rings, may they constantly remind you of that promise and pledge that you have just made to one another. And in time, the rings may lose beauty. But I hope that the two of you would not only value, but take honor in wearing these rings for what they truly represent. And through your friends and family, the beauty will shine through you both. And the two of you will always remain a wonderful example for all. So Javier, I'll see you take Christina's ring. If you could place it upon her ring finger, if you would please repeat, with this ring,
With this ring,
I seal my promise
I seal my promise
to be your faithful and loving husband.
to be your faithful and loving husband.
And I am so honored
And I am so honored
to call you my wife.
to call you my wife.
Christina, you could place that upon his ring finger. And if you would please repeat, with this ring,
With this ring,
I seal my promise
I seal my promise
to be your faithful and loving wife.
to be your faithful and loving wife.
And I am so honored
And I am so honored
to call you my husband.
to call you my husband.
At this time, if I could have the two of you step over to the unity candle. As I mentioned earlier, the two of you have each had separate paths that led you to this moment. And it's the individually lit tapers that are representing your individual lives. And in lighting the center candle, you will not only be uniting yourselves, but that of your families as well. So I'll say take a hold of your individual taper. If you could light the center candle at the same time, which is also symbolizing the creation of a new journey, new memories together. And once lit, if I could have the two of you turn and blow out your individual taper. Perfect. Invite you guys back to the front. Christina, Javier, if you love someone, you'll be loyal to them no matter what the cost. You will always stand beside them. You will always love and trust them. And you will stand your ground in defending them no matter what. Now, there's a poem I'd like to share with the two of you. And it is in part. And it says, I love you, not only for who you are, but for who I am when I am with you. I love you for taking your hand into my heaped up heart and passing over all of those weak or frivolous things you can't help but see there, but drawing out all of the good and the beautiful and the radiant things that dwell within. Now I know the future may hold some ups and downs, but if the two of you would always remember to look back to every reason, every moment, and every memory that brought you here today. Like I mentioned earlier, I have no doubt that your lives together will be everything that you want it to be. So it certainly has been a joy to be part of the celebration with the two of you. And in the presence of friends and family as witnesses, the 19th of November, a day for you both that will now mark your anniversary. The power vested in me by the state of Nevada, it is my honor and my privilege to now be able to pronounce you as husband and wife. Javier, you may now kiss your wife, sir. I'll have you guys turn to face your guests and the photographer. The bouquet for the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, Javier and Christina, the newlyweds. Congratulations.